Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. Guys, I hope you are well. Grief. How many of us know of someone who has passed away during the COVID months? I reckon quite a number. How many of us have experienced someone that has passed away during that time? I reckon the number is equally as high. So what am I saying here? Over the last 18 months, 2 years at this point in time, the amount of people that have passed away because of the COVID virus has in many ways become commonplace. In some people's minds, as far as what I can understand, is there's an expectancy of the elderly and the vulnerable or those who have got physical ailments for them to pass away. So there's a kind of identification with death, bereavement, and the COVID virus packaged together as one in the minds of many people. Now you would think that when you see the numbers of people being tested positive, hospitalized, and then sadly passing away, you would think that some people would go, my friend, my loved one, my family member, or so-and-so, crumbs, they are quite vulnerable in terms of their physical ailments, they're elderly, whatever the case might be, chances are they're going to pass away. I better get myself ready for that process. It doesn't quite work like that, because I believe that inside of us we have this belief that we are going to get better. Consider, when you cut yourself, the body wants to heal it. When you've got a bruise, the body wants to heal it. When you've got a headache, the body wants to get rid of it. When you're ill, the body wants to say, I don't want this, it needs to get better. So you can imagine having a knowledge of the body wants to get better because it's part of our DNA, at least as far as my opinions are concerned. And then this thing comes in and it takes people from our lives. The first stage of grief that I want to talk about today is shock and disbelief. It's this, how? Why? It is this, I only spoke to them a couple of days ago. We had a meal last week. They were having fun and joking around 2 or 3 days ago. And when I speak to people from time to time, this is the kind of conversations that I hear regularly. They were okay, and today they're not. They are no longer with us. And this whole sense of disbelief and this shock is the thing that I want to talk about today. Now, it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, we need to prepare for this, or we need to understand that this is the first stage. It's easy for me to say this. The issue is, when it happens, it's a different ball game then. It's as if the rules change. It is as if whatever has been said doesn't matter. Because it is the here and now. It's reality. It's not words. This is the body saying what's happened. The mind goes, ooh, I need to protect you, and this is how I'm going to do it. For those people who are left behind. So what I want to say to you is, when you are entering into this first phase, when you've sadly lost someone in this COVID phase of the world, I want to bring to your attention that shock and disbelief is the number one phase, the stage that you will go through. It might be you start asking yourself some questions. You will find yourself more than likely speaking about what happened only a couple of days, last week, a month or so ago. You'll find yourself recanting those stories and reliving those memories of the loved one that is now no longer with you. And I want to draw your attention to mixed emotions, because this is where it starts. And then as we go through this little series, as I address each phase with you, there may be things that you might be able to identify with. In the event that you've lost someone now in this phase, or maybe a little while ago, I want to consider, I'm going to ask you to consider what you thought and how you felt at that time. It's not nice. Especially when these people were very close to you. They meant a lot. The sense of hollowness, void. It's but the first phase. The good news is this comes to an end. It might take a little while, but it comes to an end. It's not just in bereavement that this kind of thing happens, but primarily bereavement. I want you to consider loss of a job, loss of a house, a marriage. Those kind of losses, these are similar experiences and emotions that you will go through. So all I want to say at this particular point in time is shock and disbelief. That's the number one phase. So there you go. I don't know if I should say I hope you've enjoyed this video, but I hope that it has encouraged you to know that you're on the journey to getting through this, in the event that you've experienced someone passing away, not just because of the COVID virus, but maybe due to other issues as well. There's hope at the other end. That is for sure. Please do all the YouTube admin, and then share, subscribe, comment, those kind of things. But for now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks, and I'll speak to you soon.